Electric cars are becoming the rule, and therefore charging stations are becoming increasingly important. That's why the so-called right to plug is becoming more and more prevalent. That means if you need a wallbox, you can install one. No, you can't. A normal household socket is designed for power up to around 2 kilowatts and only for a limited time. If you charge an EV at home with alternating current, power ratings of 11 kilowatts are common. That's about 5 times as much, and this can be maintained for hours, so it needs a special connection with appropriate cable and fuse protection. At the top, of course, is the power connection, and it must be sufficiently dimensioned. Why? Because charging power is comparatively high, and above all, is usually required for a period of hours. Sufficiently dimensioned means cable diameter, in other words, the thickness of the cable, must be large enough. In addition, a 3-phase connection is required, such as for a stovetop in the kitchen. In countries without 3-phase power, a large cable diameter alone is sufficient. However, the charging power is then lower. In addition, there is a separate fuse in the fuse box. The wall box is given its own line with a protective circuit. By the way, a DC residual current protection is already installed in all wall boxes from KEBA. This saves costs during installation. Absolutely not. We are talking about large currents, and these can cause great damage if installed improperly to people and to the building. Therefore, a certified specialist company must connect the wall box. If, for example, it's necessary to lay a cable through the garden into the garage, you can do the preparation work with shovel and spade, but the rest must be left to the professionals. Unfortunately, you can't charge an electric car with it alone. However, the preconditions are good to easily replace the heavy current socket with a wallbox. On your own property or at your own house, an installation is usually possible without further consideration. However, state and federal regulations must be observed. In some places, registration is required. In others, it is not. The situation is somewhat different in rented or multi-apartment buildings. You should ask your landlord or your landlady in any case. If you own a single apartment, the other apartment owners may also have to agree, even if smart wall boxes minimize the load on the building's electrical system. Electric cars are becoming the rule, and therefore charging stations are becoming increasingly important. That's why the so-called right to plug is becoming more and more prevalent. That means if you need a wall box, you can install one.